So I have put my locks back in. I look a little bit bald and I have not put the second rubber bands on here, so we have everywhere these little things here, ends that I actually need to put into buns, rubber bands, not buns, rubber bands. So it's not perfect. Do I care? Absolutely not. But that is not what we're gonna talk about in today's video, because in today's video I will just give you a brief update on what happened the last couple of days. I hope I got this all together. It is no longer the 24th June. When I actually wrote this script, it was the 24th of June. That would have been exactly 8 days after the worst day of my life. Don't worry, it was not really the worst day of my life, but it was a row of really unfortunate situations. It's the 2nd July now, so I don't know how many days that is, but here I'm gonna put it right there because I'm too lazy to count right now. So a later me can do this, editing me can do this, not talking me, because I don't want to do that. But yeah, exactly days ago my life got flipped upside down. So according to my script, it says, today I'm sitting here in pain, not such bad pain that I want to cry, but so bad pain that I'd rather be able to teleport than walk back inside. I actually was planning to do this outside, so yeah, this script don't really work anymore because it's been already a week later and I have barely pain, to be honest. Like, it's okay. I mean, I'm sitting right now here. I can't wear anything high waist except like the skirt because it's so loose, but my pants that I'm wearing right now, they're low waist. I cannot stand low waist pants. It's horrible. Let's go back to the actual day and what actually happened. On the 16th June, we started the day normally. Like, really, it was just a normal day. Chores, sheep feeding, hoof rehab, and then we wanted to care for Dolce. Because I did not post anything around that time. 2 days before the 16th, so on the 14th, she injured her leg. We don't know exactly how she did it, but she started to be lame. This horse is always lame somewhere. It's never something serious, it's happening a lot, so it's not really something where we're like, oh no, that's horrible. She basically tripped somewhere and then she was actually lame for like 2 days until we decided to call a vet. In the 2 days until the vet appointment, we have cared for her. We thought it's maybe tendons or a muscle issue. So she got bandages supporting, she got cotton to softening her hoof and the pressure and stuff. So yeah, she got of course solutions like creams and stuff that help with this situation, and it always worked on her because she has this so many times. Keep in mind that she's 23 years old. So the best thing for her probably would have been stall rest. But this horse can't be locked inside the stall. She has a horrible traumatic past. She's a rescue animal. She was a breeding mare and she started to attack and even attempted to kill her owners. That was in 2012, I think. So yeah, she's been with us for quite a while. And keep in mind, she was born in 2003, so... On the 16th, she was outside for half the day. In the evening, we came back out. We came to check on her, we came to feed the baby sheep. But we came out, wanted to do hay, and we saw that she's even worse lame than ever before. We saw that she was horribly lame. Like, usually a bone of an animal is like this. Hers was like, no wait, was it inside? I think it was like this. So that was her front leg. Not this, as it's supposed to be, it was like this. And there was the suspicion she might have broken her leg. So of course we immediately called the vet to check on her to see if it might have been broken or not. The decision was made that we would not put her into a clinic to get her an x-ray or something because she's 23 years old. And she had 10 years to go. The 16th June in 2016, she had already probably the day once again where her life would have ended. She has cut her right tendons right above that thing. I have no idea how it's called in English. Like seriously, I'm gonna put everything here when I later edit this because I don't know. But yeah, she cut this part. We got a vet on that day. She was put on a trailer with heavy sedation, and actually brought it to the clinic that was like I don't know how many hours away, but it was a long drive. Once in a clinic there, the staff personnel told us, well, she might be need to put down because, well, that's the worst cut. She will never walk again, she will never run again, she will never be healed again. And we looked at this horse and we were like, no. No, she says no. So no, we're not gonna put her down, you're gonna fix her. So they fixed her, of course they did, because it was possible to fix her. And yeah, now she was super healed. Of course it was a long journey. It was a long and hard journey because she was in the clinic attacking people. She was in a little stall. She was very dangerous. She ripped off her cast so many times, and then they decided that something needs to be done. They can't keep her this way anymore, and anyway they will sedate her all day long. And we were like, okay, so she's halfway good again. We're gonna take her home and she can recover home. And she did. A year later, she was running across the fields. So I'm sorry, but yeah, that horse was healed. Every time she did too much to herself, of course she would be lame again. She would injure herself a lot because she's not flexible enough. But yeah, once she moved to Finland, this horse was able to turn on the spot. She was never able to do this, so that was incredible. And now 10 years later, we saw that her left leg might have been broken. Around 1730, we called the vet. Around 18, the vet came over to look at her leg, and she was more or less really clear that there has been a fracture going on. It wasn't clear if it was actually broken through or if it was just, I don't know, I'm not a vet, seriously, but she said that the only way to be sure about this and if she can be fixed is to put her to a clinic. The next clinic we have here is 2 hours away that could do all this. I don't know if the one that is 1 hour away could actually fix her up because I don't think they have staples and stuff. They would just x-ray her and then probably say, okay, you need to go to the extra 1 hour to this other clinic. So the roads are horrible and the horse is old. Of course, she's just 23 and we lost a horse this year, her best friend, with 30. So was it fair to put her down? I think yes, because it's not fair for her to let her suffer this way because it was now her left leg and last time was her right leg. So this means if she would get a cast on the right leg, she would walk a lot on her. If she would get a cast on her left leg, she would walk a lot on her right leg, and that would mean enormous pressure on her tendons. Also, what we suspect with the vet together, her leg might have actually broken or given in because it has done all the work for 10 years to support the right leg that could not do the much work anymore. So, hey, she got 10 years more. She had a great life. She got old. She had not fully traumatic therapy. This horse still has her traumas. She still hated man. She was still, no one put me in a stable. She was still very toxic when there was a young horse and somebody came to the young horse. She was immediately triggered. But now that we have isolated ourselves and the ranch so much, she lived a good life. She was most of the times in peace. Except when you put her too long in the stable, of course. She was not a fan of that. But if everyone else of the horses were in the stable, she was fine. So she had a good life. She had a very free, carefree life. So yeah, we decided to put her down. And our first thought was, this horse is massive. She is 172. Back height, okay, so withers height, and we were like, this horse is massive, we don't want to put her down in the stables because we don't know how to get her out then when she's being buried and all. So we decided to put her outside, and she was not walking because she was obviously in pain. So I've been very smart, positioned myself next to her bum on the, I think on her left side. So I was pushing here on her bum to support her because she was also falling and swaying a bit, so I supported her. I was not like smacking her or something or like, oh you shit hours, or no, I was actually supporting her and pushing her lightly. My mom was pulling, so she actually walks. And you know, I was like walking there, I was like pushing, I was holding, I was like oh that's funny, you know, any second she could just kick me and I would probably fly across the yard. Well, that wasn't funny at all because that was exactly what happened. This horse, suddenly, this horse was not able to walk, not able to stand, swaying like a boat in a hurricane, kicked, and she hit me, and I flew. Actually, I flew, and nobody really seen it, even though the vet was like right in front of me, and my mom was right in front of me, but nobody really see anything. I thought I landed on my feet. Later on, I found out that my entire arm was flew, so I must have fallen to the side somewhere. I don't have any memories of that. I remember I stood and then, oh, that's it. I'm 27 years old. That's a good age to die, isn't it? No, it's not. Okay, well, I was suffocating. There was no air coming in my lungs anymore. I was not able to breathe. I was not able to think. And hey, I was able to scream, so my airways were free, right? That's good. I felt like my entire side, here was gone. Like I did not know if I have a leg still. I didn't know if I had an arm still, or if I had like part of my body. I did not know this. This was all gone. The pain was everywhere, and I did not know where, but it felt like an entire chunk of my body was just ripped out. It was insane. I was falling on my knees. My knees were really bad blue and bruised after that. I fell on my knees and I was like starting to seize, like having a seizure. I was really gasping, trying to breathe. There was no breathing, there was no talking. The vet immediately have called 111, 112. We have 112 in Europe, of course. I knelt there feeling like this is it. I'm not gonna see my child grow up. Oh, it was horrible. These moments were horrible, and I started to sway. I started to shake, and I was like, my hair was like twitching and everything. And the vet was like probably thinking, oh my god, this woman she's gonna pass away right now. What the hell? Eventually, I was able to breathe, of course, because I think if I wouldn't been able to breathe, I would not be here right now. So I was able to breathe. I was not able to talk. There was like no words coming. My entire throat was closed. My lungs were closed. It was so painful to breathe. I was just really making tiny baby breaths. Tiny. Everything was blurry. Everything was like shaky, and I laid down on my side and I was like, oh my god, that's it. You know, embryo position, and that's it. And I looked at the trees and the horses were like, now the horses stood on the field up there and looked at me like, what the fuck is going on? Oh my god, she did! So, time passed. The vet called the ambulance. She tried to talk to me. She tried to keep me awake and everything. My mom brought pillows. She actually let the horse go, of course. And the horse was able to run away like, excuse me, what the hell are you? She ran on 3 legs, so I got pillows, I got blankets. It started to rain. It was really cold that day. I was completely covered in mud at this point because we were obviously in the mud. Don't worry, the mud was not like drenched mud, not like Great Britain autumn mud, but the, you know, like, oh, it had rained a bit in the desert and you have this layer of mud on top of like dry sand, this kind of mud. So don't worry, I was not swimming, okay? My mom eventually have put the horses away. They got all in their stables and such. Yeah, I mean, that's how long it took for the ambulance to arrive actually. I think it was more than 25 minutes or something, because they came from our region, from our, how do you say it, community. They came from our community town. We had one discussion like a while ago, like, what if somebody of us loses an arm? Will the ambulance arrive in time? Probably not. Probably not. Like, I laid there and I felt like this is gonna take forever. My mom got my daughter in between to like, just be there for the case, you know, I'm not gonna come back from the hospital or something, so she can say her goodbyes and stuff. It's like, I was crying so much. I was crying so much, not even out of pain, to be honest. I was in horrible pain, but I'm used to pain, so it was not like, oh my god, I'm a poor victim, I got kicked by, oh my god, my life. No. I was generally thinking about all the things that would come now. I have to go to the hospital. I will be away. I will be injured. A lot of plans won't work. Maybe I have something serious and need surgery. Maybe I have something so serious that I won't survive it. What is happening legally with my kid? What's happening legally with my property? What is happening legally with the animals? Like, bro, I was not caring about my pain. There was no thought of me that was thinking about the pain. I had no time for that. I was in pain, yeah, but the pain was not in my head. It was just in my body. My head was doing everything else that was more important at that point. Like, instead of just stay calm for now. We gonna figure this out. Everything's gonna be fine. No, my brain was not thinking that. The paramedics arrived. And they got out, they checked on me, they were like, okay, we're gonna put you to the ambulance. And me, you know, I'm such a people pleaser. I was like, oh no, I don't want you to pull out the stretcher and bring all the way here. I mean, there were like a few meters only, but there was mud and dirt and I'm heavy, you know, I weigh 63 kilos. I don't want to put this, that's too much work for them. So I got up and I walked into the ambulance in the worst possible pain I felt in my life. Giving birth was definitely a 9 out of 10. Yes, walking from this spot to the ambulance, that was a 9 out of 10. The pain overall was like an 8, a 7 and an 8. It was horrible. I think a 10 would be like if you lose your arm, to be honest. I think 10 is like losing an arm. It's over. 10 would be the pain, just end it, you know, just make it end. But 9 is like, oh my god, I don't know if I want this anymore, stop, let's make it stop. Like when I gave birth, I was like, okay, I have enough, I'm going home, leave me. I'm not doing this. But this pain was like, I don't want this. This is shit. It hurt. I can't breathe. I hate everything. It hurts so bad. Oh my god, my entire leg hurts, my entire body hurts. My muscles were, actually my entire muscle system was so in pain the moment I breathed in or the moment I moved. Now imagine, you live in the middle of nowhere and you have to go with an ambulance that for some reasons, I don't know why, has the stretcher in the back, not secured tight. Like I was not in there like, I was in there like this. But what is this? What is this? They were like, oh, we don't see any bruises, but there's a cut. I'm like, what do you mean you don't see any bruises? What? I got kicked by a horse. That must be this kind of bruise, like my head size would be on my body, right? No, I don't have a bruise. I mean, I have one now, but I didn't have a bruise, nothing. It was just a tiny scratch, like this long, this tiny long. Was that a tiny scratch, right? A tiny bloody spot? That was it. I'm like, oh, where hurts? And I was like, I don't know, it's hurting everywhere. My rib cage hurt. My hip bones hurt it. My entire gut system, everything hurt it. I did not know where the pain was. So they were like, okay, we're gonna put you to the hospital because maybe your hip is broken. Maybe your ribs are broken. Or maybe you have internal bleeding. So I had to go to the hospital. I got this thing to smoke, to be honest. They gave me this thing to inhale for pain relief, right? They were like, oh, just inhale this. I was inhaling it, I was suffocating on it. I was choking on it. That was so painful in my throat. I was not able to breathe. I was like, is this supposed to taste like this? This is horrible. I feel like I'm suffocating from inhaling this. And I was like, oh yeah, just do it a couple of times and then take breath in between, right? I have the breathe per minute like a toddler. Like I can't breathe slowly and I can't hold my breath for longer than 3 seconds. Okay, so I was suffocating on this and I almost did. And then I was like, okay, so the pain is not really going. They were like, yeah, you need to feel this point where you feel like a little bit of drunk. So I'm smoking now, apparently, and I'm supposed to feel drunk. I was suffocating and I was not feeling like I was drunk. I felt like I was passing out. And I just told them, I don't know how it feels to be drunk. I was never drunk in my life. I'm not smoking. I'm not drinking. I don't do any medications or illegal substances. I don't do any of this, so I have no idea what you're talking about. They were so surprised that I'm somebody who doesn't drink alcohol. I was like, oh my god, that is so sad. That is actually so sad that they were surprised about this. Like, I know that North Korea is really bad. Like, the region I live in is known for bad alcohol problem. I mean, everybody in Finland somehow is. The rural areas are all like this. I mean, probably in Germany the same. At least everyone I knew from rural areas were the same. But it was still sad. Like, I'm 27. Like, what do you think I'm doing? Like, getting drunk all weekend long? I live on a farm. I ain't got no time for that. I rather pay hay than alcohol. And he asked a lot of questions and tried to figure out what my pain was. And I tried to figure out what my pain was. I didn't know. He didn't know. The drive was horrible. I felt every stone. Eventually, after 14 days, we arrived at the hospital. I mean, at least it felt like this. It was around an hour because we drive around an hour to the hospital. So we arrived at the hospital. There was other hospital staff. There were other paramedics. We talked with, I don't know, with these people and then with these people. And I don't know, so many people checked on me. And they were like touching and pressing and finding out what the pain was and all. And I was like, yeah, it's like an 8. And they were like, oh, it's like an 8, you're not really reacting like an 8. And I was like, well, I'm kind of used to pain, so I'm not really. I mean, yeah, it's horrible. I would like to cry, but I already cried so much. I will cry more. I'm gonna have really swollen eyes tomorrow, and then I will have headaches. So I just don't. I got kicked by a horse, like by Mason actually, like a few years ago, right here, like right here. Oh, right here, I think, right here on the chest. And I also laid there and I was not able to breathe, but it wasn't that horrible, you know? Like, I laid there and I was like, what's that light? Is that Jesus Christ? Jesus Christ, I'm gonna die. I didn't die, obviously, and I didn't went to the hospital as well because I laid in bed. I chilled for a while. I checked, does the pain get worse? Pain get better? Can I breathe? Can I breathe less? Can I breathe better? And it was fine. It went actually away after a few days. I was a bit limp in my arms, but it was okay. This time though, it definitely was not the same thing. That was like a close death feeling. Like, I mean, I never had a close death feeling like, unless, I don't know, every time I get squished by a horse, or when Zoe fell on me and I was pancaked under the 650 kilo horse, or when I flew off the road in winter and skydived into the snow with my car. Neither my car or I had a scratch, but it's like always this a little bit of reminders like, hey, you're just a human. You can die. I'm just letting you know. You know, like fate, or like the universe is like sprinkling this tiny bit of trauma here and there just to keep me grounded. You know, if that would not happen, I would probably, my nose would be out like, bitch, like, you can't touch me. But it's not like that. So it sprinkles already a little bit of trauma here and there, so I stay neutral. But yeah, I arrived at like 19:55 at the hospital, so already almost 2 hours have passed at this point. I mean, of course, 1 hour was drive, half hour was waiting for the ambulance, and then half hour was like talking with the vet horse, and then talking in the ambulance before the drive started. So yeah, that was like kind of fitting. But around like, I think around 9, yeah, it took like an eternity actually to get me registered because I'm German. I mean, I have a Finnish social security number, but I don't have like access to all this Finnish stuff that they do. So they were kind of a bit overwhelmed with this. I was like, why are you so overwhelmed with this? Do you never have like foreigners in the hospital and the ER? Like, I can't imagine this. We live literally in the center of Lakeland's tourist area. Not really in the center, we're a bit north from the center, but there are reports that tourists get attacked by bears, that tourists fell off cliffs, tourists went drowning. Like, don't you have tourists in the ER, or are they talking about tourists, actually just Finnish tourists from like Helsinki and stuff? And you never have foreigners? Like, I feel like I need to change that. Give me a hammer, I'm gonna go through the city. Just kidding. Around 9 p.m. I was brought to a CT. I talked with 2 nurses, 1 doctor at this point. No, wait, 2 doctors at this point. And of course the 2 paramedics. And then I was brought to the CT. I got sent back to my room. Of course, I didn't walk anymore at this point. After I walked to the ambulance, I have not walked. A couple of more doctors checked in on here and there, talked about what it might be. And then eventually around 11 p.m. at 23, I got another doctor who told me that they don't know. So nothing is broken. Not the ribs, not the hip, nothing's broken. I don't have internal bleeding, but I have a massive hematoma, like head size. Really, it was head size, and that is what I mean. When the paramedic was like, I don't see blue spots or something, I was like, excuse me, I should have this, head size blueprint of the hoof printed as a tattoo on my body, right? No, it wasn't. But I had this massive hematoma, just not on my body, but in my body. It was not on the skin, it was inside. And she's like, so there are multiple possibilities, and in the end they settled their suspicion was on a hip flexor muscle fiber tear. So I was not able to lift my leg, was not able to move my body, I wasn't able to take deep breath or something. So that was all this muscle here, right here, and I have the bruise exactly here. It's like right above my hip. And she said because the hematoma is so big, it might be that more muscles are actually injured, but they can't see because it's just such a big hematoma, and there's nothing they can do about it. So I got a bunch of pain medication prescribed and then told to rest. Like, actually, no walking, no rolling around, laying on my back, letting it heal, no heavy lifting, nothing. So I walked out of the hospital. I was released from the hospital around midnight, like shortly before midnight. My mom arrived, and then I was released from the hospital. The nurse was like, somehow, I don't know, she was like, I'm gonna get you a wheelchair. She didn't came back for an eternity, so I already walked to the pod exit, and then I was like, hey, where is the exit now? And she's like, are you sure you want to walk? I can get the wheelchair. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't really want to sit. It hurts really bad when I sit. I think it's better when I walk. So I walked. You wanna know how I walked? I'm gonna show you. I walked like this. This is how I walked. For days. This is how I walked out of the hospital. This is how I climbed into the car in agony. It was so painful. The drive home was forever. Eventually we got home and I tried to lay down in bed, and it was just so painful. And I laid there almost all night awake because I didn't find a single spot where it was comfortable to actually fall asleep. It was impossible. The next day I slept in really long, of course. But then I was like, nah, it's the 17th. Like, we should actually do stuff to get my uncle somehow settled in the house, because he would come on 18th. And the plan was that, we got like all the orders done. So we had like 3 days before my uncle comes. So I was cleaning on the 16th, like a lot. And then I should be cleaning on 17th a lot. And on 18th we would move furniture and everything would be done and good and great. Well, I was not able to move. So on the 17th I just laid. I did a bunch of social media stuff and a bunch of planning. On the 18th though, I actually decided to get up and remove furniture. I moved stuff. Most of the times I actually just sat on my gaming chair and rolled around the house, to be honest. And my mom did all the heavy lifting, heavy working and stuff. So we actually got this room where I'm sitting in right now was my office previously. But now this is the guest room. I'm gonna keep it a guest room so my uncle can just come over whenever he wants from Germany and just stay here. He has his room, and if he's not here, I'm gonna use this room for my podcast stuff and whatever. But yeah, on the 18th, moved a lot. We picked them up in the evening. I was in pain. I was horrible. I actually decided to put crutches on to support my legs with my upper body, you know, through my arms. And it worked. It actually worked. So in some of the clips you will see from now on, I will have crutches. I don't need them anymore. I can actually walk absolutely normal. I can't run. I can't lift heavy. I don't know, I can move a good enough, but I can't like really spin around or something. I can't really lift my leg high or something, so I won't do any workout either. That is like how I am right now, so I'm doing good again. I'm almost actually good. Now back to Dolce though. After I was sent off to the hospital, of course my mom and the vet had to take care of her, and she was put down in the stables. They decided to put her down, which was a really good idea because we had storm rain. It was buckets falling, and it would have not been fair for her to lay outside in this horrible rain. So luckily she was put down inside the stable because she was already inside and they didn't want to move her out again. They just kept her where she was, and yes, she was put down really careful, and she laid down. She fell asleep absolutely peaceful. It's horrible for my mom to see, of course, because she rescued her in 2012. That's like 14 years now. Dolce has lost her best friend in February. There was Winora, who passed away with 30 years old. Like, actually, this horse was 30 years old, and she passed away due to age. It is kind of weird sometimes how fate works. I mean, it's the exact same day and just 10 years in between. I don't know what that means, about, to be honest. I still have some trouble with Dolce though, because I sometimes look outside and I see Zoe, but I don't see Zoe. I see first glance Dolce, and then I see Zoe, and my mom's like, oh, you didn't make peace with her yet. I'm not mad at her. Seriously, I'm really not mad at her. I mean, I kind of deserve this. I was really at the point where you as coach, I always told my students, don't be near the bum, don't push on the bum, don't be at the bum when the horse is stressed. I was lucky that I was not in front of the building or something, because if there would have been an object behind me, the damage would have been way bigger. Because I was able to fly off like a rocket, obviously, the pain was not that bad. My arm was really bad blue, my knees were really bad blue, and I still don't have anything here, just like this tiny scratch that I had there. It's still there, it's not a scar yet. Otherwise I have like this really long, like, you know, like black spot, like blue. I don't know how it's called in English, Jesus Christ. In Germany we say blue spot because it's turning blue. When your skin turns blue because you get punched in the face, you have a blue eye, not a black eye. Why do you call it a black eye? What's wrong with it in English? It's a blue eye. Anyway, I have this blue spot that like really long, really tiny, but I don't know. The pain is somewhere everywhere here. I still don't really know where exactly it is, because sometimes it's here, sometimes my back. Oh yes, also the back. What I discovered, and also what I was told in hospital, they said I have really well ab muscles. Like, anyway, really well ab muscles, and that probably saved me a lot of damage because my ab muscles literally took all the impact. Like, not only my ab muscles, but my entire muscle system there. That's why they say it might be more muscles affected than only the hip flexor muscle. It might be more. So, props to me to be so sporty and well trained. That's why, you know, that's why fate and universe like raining this little stuff on me, so I stayed low, because if I wouldn't, my ego would blow up. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, at the moment I started walking around with the crutches and like, you know, actually just existing, and I wasn't able to use my body at the way I did before, I realized that 90% of the times I literally just use my belly muscles, my ab muscles, my entire muscle system to the front for my upper body. Because I was not able to do this, I had to rely only on my back muscles, and boy did I feel like an 85-year-old who, I don't know, worked in the coal mines all of his life and has this back decaying situation. What do you mean that I was crying silently in pain just from walking a step because my back felt like ripping apart? Excuse me. I think the back pain was super horrible. And also after a week I felt like, hey, I'm actually doing good again. It's getting better. Like, oh my god, I don't need that much painkillers anymore. I actually haven't taken painkillers in 2 days, so I feel the pain, it's there, but I can control it a lot, like how much I move now. And I don't want to take painkillers all the time because I think it's not really healthy. You know, I was like starting to move around a bit more after this week and I sneezed. And oh boy, did nobody ever told me how painful it will be when you sneeze and you have an injury in your front body muscle system. I was reset from my pain level of being like 4, 5 to a fucking 7. To a 7. I felt like I didn't recover once. Everything was so painful. It took 2 days again to go back to this little bit better feeling. Like, whenever I feel like the sneeze, I was like, no sneezing, that's good. Like, I tried so hard not to sneeze because it would be so painful. To be honest, I was told that the recovery will take 3 to 4 weeks, maybe even 1 to 3 months. You know, 4 weeks is like 1 month, but you know, it could be like up to 3 months. So the script that I wrote was 8 days later. So I was not really that good at this point. Yeah, I wrote a lot of stuff down that probably will not make sense to you right now because we have like, I can't walk, and I will just start with my projects and my art and my personal situation, lots of streaming. Like, yeah, I still have all this in plan, but I mean, I can move way more now, so I probably will be very soon out there and actually go work with horses again, because I have no chill to be inside the house too long. I also hate going outside. I hate doing anything. Actually, I would just sleep all day, but that's not an option. I still have some pre-accident footage that I will upload. If you have seen the channel and you know the Aaron videos and the Aaron updates, we had to put him down. I also have made the final video about him, so his story has ended eventually. But yeah, I've made this video now about Aaron and another video that I don't really have possible to make a video, so I'm just gonna add this into the little bit of part here. I already said that, I think, in the last video. I don't remember where I said it or when I said it, but yeah, we have 3 bottle babies. Oh no, wait, I remember I said that already. But yeah, we have 3 bottle babies now. So Mera is doing absolutely fine. She's fully recovered. She is with her babies again. She's feeding little Johnny sometimes, but she does not really have milk anymore, so it's not very much working for them. Emerson is a pig now. We already told you guys that Pongo is like the cow, because he looks like a cow, I'm sorry, but he just looks like a little baby cow. He looks like a little calf. And Emerson is a tiny pig. I don't know how baby pigs are called, but Emerson is a pig. He literally is making those grunting noises. When you get close to him, he starts grunting and starts running around you, and he's like wagging his tail. He's like a tiny pig. It's adorable. The fly in here now. I don't know where this one came from, but suddenly it's there. I'm almost done with this video anyway, so let's ignore this. What I was planning to say, I have a lot of pre-accident footage that I will still upload, but for this I need to make another video first. That I recorded this video on the 20th. Like, that was the first video I recorded after the accident. So I made on the 20th a video about a situation that I'm in right now, and that is more like mentally, not the physical situation, but mentally. And after that I will continue uploading the videos. We're actually done with this video. I got lucky. Dolce got lucky to have 10 years of her life still in peace and happiness. She fell asleep peacefully. She left the world peacefully. The Bills are not so lucky. The next video probably will be the explanation on the mental situation. And then the next video will be the vlogs, and in between somewhere I will post a little bit of an explanation why we don't do vlogs anymore. We have closed the Etsy shop, actually. I'm still selling on Ko-fi, but we have closed the Etsy shop. This is history. I don't have to do any more these horrible custom orders from those people that just buy and then ask Etsy for money back because it's not like I expected. And Etsy just gives money back without even considering to ask us or get our situation in. But that's a different story. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in supporting the Sanctuary, definitely check out the links and the Ko-fi, or share this video to somebody, I don't know, who you want to gossip with about me. I'm your example to let all your frustration out. Put some comments down below what you think about the entire situation, or Or like, oh no, I'm sorry you survived that. Supporting my haters. I don't have any haters yet, please consider hating, because my life's kind of boring right now without the Etsy. I don't have weird customers that are harassing me, so consider hating in the comments below, or to write something nice, which I can't comprehend because I'm not used to nice things. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video, which I will maybe or maybe not upload eventually. Bye bye.